Yeah, that's mine. Just move it over. Wow. Okay, that's more effective here than it is in my department. That's great. Uh, I would like to call this meeting to order. The first order of business is the approval of the minutes of the last meeting, but before I do that, I would just like to introduce myself. I'm Ruth Karras from the Department of History. I am the chair of the Assembly this year. The other officers are Richard Leppert, who was unable to be here today. Bill Beeman, he's the vice chair. Bill Beeman, who's there in the back, is the secretary. Penny Edgell, who is, there you are, who will be the parliamentarian. And the chair of the Budget Advisory Committee is Zenzile Isoke. You want to wave? Yeah, and the chair of CINA is Timothy Face. Are you here? Okay. Please talk to any one of us if you have suggestions about things that the Assembly ought to be doing this year. We now need to approve the minutes which you were sent. Do I hear a motion? Second? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, the minutes are approved. We have two items of business in this meeting. We have first the State of the College address, and then we have the introduction of new members of the CLA faculty. We are very glad to welcome to Minnesota and to CLA our new dean, John Coleman. As most of you know, John comes here from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where he has taught for over 20 years and was chair of the political science department. And in addition, well, he has done basically the three things that we are all expected to do very well and in abundance over the course of his career. He is very widely published in his areas of American politics and government. And anybody who's spent his career studying American politics with particular interest in political parties, legislative executive relations, divided government, and so on, ought to find University of Minnesota to be a piece of cake. He also received the Chancellor's Distinguished Teaching Award, and did extensive, as well as being department chair, did extensive other service on the college and university level. So he brings with him a wealth of experience from a comparable large public university, and as well as new ideas at leadership, which we are very eager to hear about. So I will let him come and give us his views on the state of the college.
I could do that better if I had my comments. Where are they? I walked them into the room and they've disappeared. All right, that's the last mistake I'll make as dean. One and done, they told me. That was it. Welcome, and thank you all for being here. For those of you in the CLA Assembly, thank you much for the service you provide, and all of you, thank you for the service you provide. It's great to be here with you. Today we are celebrating the past, present, and future of the College of Liberal Arts. And in considering what I would say today, it occurred to me that this event is actually perfectly symbolic of the college at this moment in time. The first meeting of the CLA Assembly each fall is rich with tradition. Each September, we gather to celebrate the successes of the past year and set our course for the new one. New faculty are introduced and welcomed into our community. Just as this meeting represents the fusion of tradition and new beginnings, I hope that by discussing these themes and considering what brought us to where we are now, we can begin to determine where we wish to go. Today isn't about identifying solutions to specific problems or getting down in the weeds. At next month's aptly named The Road Ahead event on October 22nd, I'll speak in more detail about specific steps we'll take to move CLA forward and to align CLA with the university's strategic plan, which will be approved by the Board of Regents, we expect shortly prior to that event. But today is my opportunity to introduce myself, to explain the way that I approach decisions, identify the values and priorities that guide my thinking, and share what I've learned about the challenges and opportunities that we have here at CLA. First, I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about what makes this college great and how we've gotten to where we are. Here are just some highlights across our research, teaching, service, and outreach from the past year. The Shanghai Academic Ranking of World Universities ranked University of Minnesota Social Sciences 12th best in the world and 3rd among U.S. public universities. Our Department of Asian Languages and Literatures was selected to be the 12th Chinese language department in the nation, offering a Chinese flagship program. Flagship program grants are awarded by the Department of Defense and Institute of International Education and provide funds for the training of undergraduate students to attain the highest level of proficiency in Chinese language while pursuing their bachelor degrees. This program includes both home and abroad study with a capstone year at a Chinese university. The Department of Theater Arts and Dance and the Guthrie Theater negotiated a 10-year extension for their innovative BFA actor training program, which merges a core of theater courses with artistic training and a full liberal arts curriculum. CLA earned a 2013-2014 U of M Alumni Association Award for our series of alumni student career development programs. The award recognizes the efforts and support of CLA Alumni Society volunteers and honors the vision and hard work of CLA student board leaders and volunteers and CLA student services staff. Thanks to generous donors, CLA's undergraduate internship grant program was able to award $1,500 in financial support to more than 60 students conducting unpaid internships. And lastly, CLA faculty won a total of 115 awards across their research, teaching, and service activities, about half of those internal and about half of those external. Our students and staff won numerous awards as well, in addition to our very distinguished alumni. So these are just a few examples that I could give you out of many. Thank you all for everything that you do to bring us where we are today. There's a lot to be proud of in CLA. What underlies all of these accomplishments is our deep commitment to the vibrancy and contributions of the liberal arts. Since my first day here, I have been emphasizing that whether on campus or off campus, we will be on offense and not defense when talking about the college and the liberal arts. We will advocate, not apologize. My experience as a graduate student at an institution of technology, engineering, and science, my work while I was there at a business school, no doubt shaped this relationship that I see of the liberal arts to all of the other parts of the university. I don't think we should feel threatened by them. In fact, I believe there are many ways in which we can collaborate and work with them. So no fear from CLA, no reason to be defensive. We can advocate and not apologize for what we do. My confidence in our success is not drawn solely from my own convictions, but from all of you. Even during my first visit to campus back in November of last year, I was struck by the drive and tenacity of this community. Even when expressing to me challenges and concerns that they saw, there was a sense of determination, a belief that the college was poised to thrive if we set out on a clear path. When I later accepted the deanship, I wanted to learn more about what fueled this determination. Across the months before arriving on campus, and since then as well, I've listened to numerous faculty, chairs, directors, recently tenured faculty, administrative leaders, undergraduate and graduate students, and staff from across the college. I've been fortunate to have conversations with some of our most generous donors and most distinguished alumni. And in every case, I've tried to let you do most of the talking so that I could listen to what you had to say. The conversations covered the college as a whole, as a community and as an institution, as well as the challenges and opportunities at the unit level, and the experience of being an alum, staff member, faculty member, or student at the individual level, working within this community and institution. As a political scientist, I tend to think both in institutional and individual terms and how the two interact, and I wanted to gain a perspective on that in these conversations. I am still learning. Whatever you have to say to me, I want to hear it. I want to learn more about the college at all of these levels, institutional, unit, and at the individual level as well. I also want to say that this is not a one-time, out-of-the-gate goodwill gesture. As dean, I'm committed to keeping my decisions transparent and myself accessible through multiple channels. Over the coming year and beyond, I hope you'll participate in staff lunches and coffees that we offer and my open office hours. We'll be launching an online suggestion box for those who want to send feedback directly to me in that way, and establishing regular opportunities for students to connect. I'll also be inviting your thoughts about our shared governance and advisory bodies to ensure we have a rich and robust system of collaboration. I've sincerely enjoyed the conversations that I have had. I've learned an awful lot, and I look forward to many more of these conversations as we move forward. Several themes rose to the top during my conversations with all of you, some highlighting our strengths, some conveying challenges and areas of opportunity. On the positive side, those I spoke with believed that the college and the U take their land-grant mission seriously, that interaction across disciplines is high and interdisciplinary initiatives are valued, and that, at the same time, CLA is home to some of the best disciplinary departments at the U. I have heard praise for a generally caring culture and environment, for faculty and staff who care about students, and for this being a college with many wonderful and talented people of great integrity and energy. I have heard less optimistic assessments as well, such as these, and these are quotes from my conversations. In CLA, we are not all pulling together. There is an us versus them mindset in CLA. A lack of resources breeds complacency, so it's easy for people to say, we can't reform, there's no money. We are held back by the tyranny of fairness. Our rhetoric about change has been nice, but we stay with the status quo. There is a learned helplessness at CLA. We have discussions, and more discussions, but don't make decisions. We in the college are not on message, not on the campus message. There's too often an attitude in CLA that pretty good is good enough. Through these many conversations, I have, of course, heard much more, both on the positive and less positive side. Far too much to summarize here, but all of which has been tremendously helpful for me in gaining perspective on the landscape of this college, and all of which has given me much to think about over the past weeks. One particularly persistent theme, and one which ties together many of the less optimistic views that I heard, is a belief or feeling that the college is languishing without a clearly defined path forward, and that there are mixed signals about our priorities. As one faculty member put it to me, we are treading water as a college. A significant part of our collective journey over the course of this year will be establishing that path forward and aligning our decisions with our priorities. We will make these decisions. While I believe that we must have a deep respect and appreciation for the past, for history, I also believe that we must not be paralyzed by it in our thinking, decisions, and actions. We will ask why, what, and how frequently to create an even stronger, even greater college. We are all in this together. You won't be surprised to learn that another common theme in the conversations I've had is a concern over resources. But what has been encouraging to me about most of these comments is an understanding that thinking about resources is tied directly to making decisions about our path forward, and that we have opportunities that arise from the challenges that we face. There is an understanding that we won't resolve our resource challenges without making decisions about our direction. We'll begin working on the resources front this year and continue work in the years to come. And put simply, we collectively, not Johnston Hall, not any one department, not any particular center, not any particular individual, we collectively must own this challenge. It's not someone else's issue to solve. On the spending side, we'll examine where our resources are going, how well aligned they are with our goals and priorities, and how effectively our dollars are being spent. And I pledge to you that there will be a lot of communication during that process. These are big steps, but we have to be open to small steps as well. Recently, I sent a message to chairs, directors, and unit administrators outlining a set of modest changes to administrative procedures aimed at increasing efficiency and, even more important to me, improving the quality of professional life, even if by just a bit, for those of you in college units. These changes are the product of a reassessment of processes by our dedicated staff within CLA administration, as well as concerns those staff have heard expressed by individuals in various units. I should note, parenthetically, that these changes build upon the hard work of several administrative offices within the college over the past few years to review and revise their policies and procedures. Many thanks to them for their thoughtful work over these past few years, and we know we continue to have work to do in that regard. We all want to hear from people throughout the college about ways in which we might improve our internal processes and procedures to help you get your work done more effectively, to help you when you need help, and to get out of your way when you need us to get out of your way. This, too, is a theme expressed strongly in the university's strategic plan as well. Now, I should note that this is a two-way street. Even the best processes and procedures will work poorly if staff at any level are overwhelmed with last-minute, I need this by yesterday emergency items that did not have to be emergencies. We are all in this together. We owe each other the respect of dealing with deadlines appropriately, giving people material when they need it. That's us to you and you to us as well. We're all in this together. The fewer emergencies we have, I think the better off we will be. On the revenue side, we need to do better with recruiting CLA-oriented students in the admissions process. We must work on improving our course offerings for undergraduates, whether our majors, those in the college, or those outside the college, to attract students to our courses. We need to pursue new revenue stream possibilities, for example, with post-baccalaureate programming in which there would be revenue sharing with departments. And we need to be much more aggressive in our pursuit of external funds in the form of gifts and grants. None of these are a surprise to any of you, and I've heard many of them echoed in my conversation. And yes, we must advocate strongly for additional funding on campus. But our case for increased support and our appeal to prospective students will be much more compelling if we can demonstrate that we are taking significant steps ourselves toward overall collegiate improvement. I've surveyed the past and the present. Let's think now about the road ahead. CLA is a great college with so many amazingly talented, dedicated, and brilliant people, and it's been an absolute thrill and delight to have the conversations that I've been having with so many amazing people. We can make CLA even stronger. I'm entirely confident on that point. Detail about our path forward, further detail about our path forward will will come in the Road Ahead event and the planning process that follows that. But I'd like to highlight 3 general areas of commitment that will be part of this path. First, we will have a relentless focus on research and creative excellence across the arts, humanities, and social sciences. We're an R1 institution, and we need to do a better job of aligning what we do with that mission, whether that be in the form of graduate support, research funds, support for faculty travel to conferences, identifying and investing in growing areas of research, rewarding exceptional performance, strengthening a culture of grant seeking, or setting and adhering to high standards in our decisions, and so on. Attracting and retaining the top faculty and graduate students and producing groundbreaking research, performance, and creative activities are foundational to our success. Everything else depends on doing this well. We will maintain and build our disciplinary strengths. Strong disciplines are essential. And we will continue to nurture and develop the college's well-established leadership in interdisciplinary scholarship. We will seek structured serendipity, bringing people together in the interest of promoting research collaborations across disciplines and across colleges. Second, I consider it an obligation and an imperative that we enrich and enhance the student experience. This will involve thinking creatively about new flexibilities we can offer in our curriculum, employing new instructional techniques and technology where appropriate, establishing new certificates, minors, and post-baccalaureate program, creating new pathways through our programs en route to a degree, and ensuring that faculty across our departments are engaged in the undergraduate experience. Our students, as well as our potential students, have diverse and changing needs, and we will need to be thoughtful and creative about how we can flexibly adapt to that diversity and those changing needs. Our students and their parents want to see a clear connection between their CLA education and life after college, and that is a completely reasonable expectation on their part. This does not mean that we lose the heart of being a liberal arts college or the heart of the liberal arts themselves. It means instead that we consider it our responsibility to help students understand how their time on campus links to their life after graduation, including, but not limited to, career readiness. This means everything from better course descriptions to more career advising to experiential opportunities, including internships and involvement in faculty and graduate student research projects, to broad support for career development. We all know, and we have the studies to demonstrate this, that the liberal arts are the best foundation a student can have for success later in life. We know that our students go on to become leaders in business, nonprofits, government, and politics, and across every sector of the society and economy. Our students need to know that too, and they need to know how it happens. Our efforts and the efforts of the legions of alumni who want to help us in this effort can make this happen. And if we don't do this, students will be looking elsewhere. They will be looking at other colleges within the U, and they will be looking at other institutions that they believe do provide this kind of help. For me, one of the most important reasons for improving the student experience is that it helps to create a more level playing field for our students. Some students, because of the networks of their parents or other aspects of their upbringing, will be pretty well plugged into the world of careers. For most of us in this room, with children or young relatives or family friends, they will have some advantages not available to other students. They know you, and that's a leg up. You know how an incredibly complex, some might say bureaucratic, institution works. You are connected to professional networks and much more. Not every young person is so fortunate. To me, systematically helping our undergraduates with their career readiness is no different from systematically mentoring our grad students or junior faculty or staff so that they can be successful professionally. And we should do it for the same reason. We feel an obligation to provide a solid, level platform and foundation for success, and we remove inequities as much as possible. I can speak from some personal experience to this point. All through my childhood, my mom, Anna, was a secretary at a plastics manufacturer. My hometown was not only the birthplace of Johnny Appleseed, but of those beautiful pink plastic flamingos that you see on people's lawns. My dad, Jim, worked at a lock manufacturing company, at a paper mill, as a letter carrier, among other jobs, before spending the latter part of his career as an inventory planner at a computer company. Any of you old enough to remember the VAX or the PDP 10 or 11, my dad had a hand in that. They were wonderful people, and they encouraged me unconditionally in my educational pursuits, even frankly if they weren't quite sure what I was doing, especially when I went to graduate school. But they were not plugged in to the professions and the work or social networks that would help someone with a BA get noticed in a competitive job environment. As an undergrad, I was fortunate to have the opportunity to engage in faculty research as a work study student, including a few fantastic years working closely in a survey research center with a professor of political science, and another year, a year and a half, working as a research assistant for a professor of history who, at over 90 years old, is a dear friend, and we can measure that because he's my dear friend on Facebook as well. These were transformative experiences for me, and I relied on the university to bring them to me. They taught me that the pursuit of research and scholarship was my passion, and I got sufficient mentoring and advice and help to make me believe that I could actually make that happen. My view, then, is that we have an obligation to our students to have them ready for life after the U. We have an obligation to level the playing field as much as possible, and that includes preparing our students for the life of career and work. Third, we will energetically pursue more communications and outreach, engagement and partnerships, and development opportunities. Alumni and donors have echoed what I've repeatedly heard from faculty and staff in my conversations. We in CLA have not been doing a good enough job of communicating the great things we're doing. And we are doing great things. But we haven't communicated these sufficiently to colleagues on campus, to the central administration, or to constituencies off campus. Many colleagues have also expressed to me their feeling that we have not maximized the advantages we have by virtue of being located in a major metropolitan area. And this, of course, is a focus of the university's new strategic plan. We need to take a more proactive approach to engaging the larger community in the life of the college. That's an essential aspect of the land-grant mission. More effective communications, outreach, and messaging are important for the community and state, and they helpfully tie into our own expanded development efforts as well. We all believe that there is great work being done here, research and teaching and service. That great work needs to be more widely known. As a land-grant institution and a public institution, we have a core commitment to ensure that the fruits of the great research and instruction we do here are shared across our state. We contribute much to the economy and the cultural, social, and political life of this state and beyond, and we should not be bashful about saying so. And our various departments, programs, and centers have much to learn from each other about engagement with the community because we do this excellent in some ways and in some places. I view this not as a defensive posture based on having to defend ourselves. This is not a posture of we have to show our value. It's a posture or position from offense. We have value to show. These three are, of course, very high-level areas of focus, with many issues and opportunities within each of them. And they are not an exhaustive list of important concerns in the college. We are at the very beginning stages, with the help of campus colleagues, of doing an assessment and planning around diversity in the college. The college's internal organization, providing incentives for departments to innovate and make hard decisions, employee engagement and job satisfaction, increasing our appeal to students outside CLA, among many more issues, will be critically important as we move forward. Many of you have asked me about my charge from the provost, but I wouldn't define it exactly that way. Our conversations haven't once taken the form of issued directives or specific charges, but rather they've been collaborative discussions about how we can facilitate positive change at both CLA and the university overall. I wrote to you in early August that I wholeheartedly believe we can not only confront the challenges before us, but that these challenges present great opportunities to make the college stronger. But I'm not alone in these thoughts. The determination and enthusiasm of faculty, staff, students, alumni, and friends across the college to be planful and thoughtful about our future, and to not just discuss, but to make decisions, has been exciting and encouraging. My hope is that when we look back 5 years from now, we will be well on our way to achieving the vision of CLA being a destination college. In so doing, we can say we've become more entrepreneurial, nimble, and flexible. And have organized ourselves to pursue the highest standards of excellence, to make good and hard decisions, and to reduce obstacles to innovation and creativity. We've established an environment and climate that puts our great and increasingly diverse faculty, staff, and students in the best position to thrive, create, and excel, benefiting the campus, the state, and beyond. We've reinforced the college's reputation as one of the best places in the world for a research scholar to build a career, continue a career, and finish a career. Our students have the kind of exceptional educational experience only possible at an R1 College of Liberal Arts, and only possible at an R1 College of Liberal Arts located in a major metropolitan center. And these students understand how their education directly translates into their life after college. We've improved our ability to recruit the very best graduate students. We've established excellent relations with alumni, donors, employers, and the community and state. And last, we've been passionate and unflinching advocates of the liberal arts. That's a challenging list, and it will involve trade-offs and hard decisions. But I believe we can do it working together as a college. And as I mentioned earlier, one of the common themes that I did hear from faculty and staff and students and folks across the various departments was this concern that the college was not pulling together, that even when the rhetoric was about pulling together, that people went off into their bunkers and kind of hunkered down. So we need to overcome that. It's the only way that this will work, while being entirely sensitive to understanding where people are coming from. As I said earlier, appreciating and respecting the history, but not necessarily being hidebound to it. In closing, I'd like to share a part of an email I recently sent to the staff within CLA administration, because this message is true across the college as well. The college, in quotes, the college, is all of us collectively. Those of us in administrative units, in student services, in IT, in the departments, schools, and centers, pulling together in the same direction. The work you do contributes every day to the mission of the college. It contributes to groundbreaking research and to providing students with amazing instructional or experiential opportunities. It connects us to our loyal alumni and friends and helps spread the word about what is being accomplished in the college and what the college contributes to the university, state, and beyond. Please know that the work you do is, quite literally, involved in transforming lives. Thank you very much.